Last week, Stateline brought you the story of family sawmillers confused and uncertain about their future after the historic forest deal. This week, we look at the other side of the debate. Two long-standing conservationists talk about their 30-year journey from protesting to negotiating. Fiona Breen travelled to Jackie's Marsh in the state's northwest to meet Sean Cadman and Rosemary Norwood.
For a handful of timber.
The quiet valley of Jackie's Marsh near Deloraine became a household name in the 1980s when the small community took on the loggers to protect the forests surrounding their isolated valley. Sean Cadman and Rosemary Norwood had moved to the area to live a communal, self-sustainable lifestyle, away from the hustle and bustle of city life. But that soon changed.
If I do a 360-degree turn, that's all scheduled for wood chipping.
I suppose when we first came we were a bit inward looking, but we've had to look outwards at what's happening in the rest of the world. And it looks like we're potentially sitting on the edge of a world-class heritage park here.
Decades on, the valley is still ringed with the forests they fought so hard to protect.
To look around you and to look at the mountains, to look at the forest as it is now, it's amazing that over 30 years that we've managed to keep this valley intact. And it's really special because the valley contains a lot of forest types from the east, west, the alpine rainforest.
So here you can see it's like a really heavy flowering this year.
So what kind?
For the couple, life has almost gone full circle. They've set up an eco-tourism venture back in their beloved Jackie's Marsh, a dream they've always had.
If you believe in an alternative economic paradigm, then you really, I think it's your responsibility to do what you can to demonstrate that does exist. In other words, that there is a long-term economic future in alternative uses to native forests than harvesting for wood products.
They've even worked out a deal with Forestry Tasmania to take tourists through the government business's forests.
We were as anxious in approaching forestry for a licence to take walks as they were anxious to actually issue us with a licence, I guess. So it took us a year of dialogue.
Plans for semi-retirement and a future in tourism, however, have been interrupted by the forestry debate. Sean Cadman has been a key negotiator behind the scenes on the historic forest deal.
I've been helping with the negotiations, yes.
What's been your role?
It's been largely facilitatory to represent the NGO position, but also to see the position of all of the other parties and try and bring those together where we can. And that means essentially it's about good faith. It's about being able to look people in the eye and have them look you in the eye and understand that you're speaking truth.
His role was born out of work as an international lobbyist for the Wilderness Society in the early days of the Forest Stewardship certification, now considered the holy grail when it comes to selling timber products on the international market. He talked to European governments about purchasing wood products with the FSC stamp, a guarantee they're sourced from responsibly managed native forests. As interest in the certification grew, Sean Cadman found himself working with people from all sides of the forestry debate.
The fact that we were working with the head of TCA, Timber Communities Australia, Jill Lewis and then Jim Adams, with the CEO of a major forestry company, Vince Erasmus from ITC and now Elders Forestry, and with some of the smaller people involved in the industry as well. That, I think that for me that was the point, and it really all started to crystallise about 2.5 years ago.
Sean Cadman says it was a perfect springboard to help end the bitter divisions that polarise communities in Tasmania.
The FSC space really was where this all started.